He wasn't just a murderer, he was a monster who killed his own parents, and after his death, he was summoned back to fight in a war between gods. But here's the twist. This man, named Jack, didn't just fight the gods, he outsmarted them. In the middle of a battle that would decide humanity's fate, Jack faced the god of combat, David. Their fight shook the heavens. Jack's attacks left David covered in wounds, but David refused to fall, destroying every blade Jack threw at him. David charged forward through pain and steel. That's when Jack smiled and began to float. Turns out, when he threw those knives, he wasn't just attacking, he was setting traps. Every knife had left behind strands of wire, invisible and deadly, crisscrossing the battlefield. Jack threw another blade, and as it slid across the wires, its speed and angle became unpredictable, impossible to dodge. David's body was soon torn open, but he wasn't done yet. Summoning divine power, he unleashed a hurricane so strong, it blew every one of Jack's blades away. But instead of fear, Jack's eyes lit up with excitement. To him, David's unbreakable will was the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen. The fight raged on. Jack used his hooks to climb a skyscraper, but David smashed the building with his hammer, sending debris flying. Jack barely held on, dangling over the edge. Then David transformed his hammer into the head of a bull and swung with godlike fury. Jack jumped, landing on a massive wheel, and hurled it straight at David. David didn't even flinch. He knew mortal weapons couldn't harm a god. He raised his arm to block, but the moment the wheel struck him, blood splattered across the arena. The crowd went silent. Even David was shocked. That's when he realized Jack's true weapon wasn't his pocket, as everyone had believed. It was his gloves. Anything Jack touched became a divine weapon, capable of wounding the gods themselves. He had lied to everyone, even to the heavens, by pretending his magic pocket was the relic. He'd fooled David into lowering his guard, and that deception cost a god his arm. Now, every stone, every shard, every weapon in the city Jack had touched was infused with divine energy, which means the entire battlefield had become Jack's weapon, a mortal killer who turned a whole city into his blade. So tell me, can a man who deceived the gods themselves truly win against them, or was he always fated to fall?